All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. All right. So we got Chicago getting hammered there with snow. Let's get on over to our solar report here. Just a few little minor adjustments there. Let's see. We got a little too close. What happened there? All right. Is it looking good? Sounded good? A little better there? All right, folks. Howdy. Welcome. Thanks for taking time out of your night to come here and get updated. Boom. I know you guys are already looking at that. And yes, that is an earthbound CME, and we will get into that tonight because we all know here what that's going to entail shortly in the future. Okay, so here we are just to show you. Whoopsie, we need just a tad bit more distance or something here. Get out wavy lines there. No, it's right about there. Anyways, I want you to see the 20th here. Here we are, January 20th, 2024. Here's our loop playing. And we gotta have just a tad bit more. What's going on? All right, sorry. I'm just trying to adjust the picture to get it as best I can for you. Anyways, we have this big eruption, another one here, all kinds of activity going on. But there's our main blast. Weird looking something in there. It's not even a background object. It's just something that caused that CME, though. And we also have that sunspot that it erupted from. So whatever was latched on is this white thing right there. I don't know really how to describe it, but you can come over here. You guys should be coming over to these instruments and playing around with them, seeing this stuff for yourself. You know what? I think the problem is there we go. The camera was not in the tripod right. Now we can get a little bit. All right. So some kind of strange little event here. We'll go through it frame by frame, but let's let it come around. Catch the opening frame here. All right, close enough. Right there. All right, opening frame. You can see we got this underway. Something leaving the screen right there. All righty. This taking off to the north. All right. This little eruption right here. You can see right in there. It's not much, but you've got your small little round black object. And something else trailing with it too. Then we have our partial halo right here. This is the one that's coming at us. Boom. Induced by something right in there. You can also see something sneaking out down there. Secondary blast. All right. This coming off over here. See that little guy squeezing out? Or squeezing through there. Where's the other one? Yeah, this one right here. If you look over here on the dark side, or right here, over here on this side, you can kind of see it. Right in this little area, it's the dark areas. Be right in there. And don't discount this little blast. Do you see there's a faint halo right here? And then this blast connects to it. Whoops, come on. Right there. Okay, so there's a secondary blast, kind of weak one back behind the original one. All right, let me start this loop over again. Let it play for you real quick here. Boom, boom. All right, so there's your loop for today. So we do have an inbound CME coming. All right, let me pause that real quick and come on over here. All right, you can see our GOES X-ray flux has had some activity lately. So here we go. Nice, good shot of it. Last night we were talking about how low it was below the seafloor. We had one little burp right here. Well, since then we've had, boom, good spike right there. It came back down to the seafloor, but then we had another good spike. Back down to the seafloor, recovers, but then here we go up again. Here's our blast from, this is going into tomorrow. You guys want to see that one right there? No? Well, we're going to go see it anyway. It's the 21st right there, and it's not much, but it's this right here. Okay, so what looks almost kind of be in our range, side swiping us maybe, is another one. Okay, so that's the one on the 21st that you're seeing right here now, okay? So we got a couple of inbound waves of energy. Let me zoom back out of that. Okay, our X flare potential is 5%. That might change here soon. M flare 35%. That might change here soon. We'll see. It seemed to have dropped back down, but we've had some activity lately. I could see it ramping up quickly again as well. Anyways, we're going to have an inbound wave coming here soon. Here's their forecast. January 22nd is when we're estimating it'll come in. They're calling for a G1. Okay, and then it'll probably be a long duration event as well. So it'll go into the 5th, being a G1 there. You can see our KP has been really kind of descending quietly, getting way down there again. Here's this sunspot region, 3559. continues to show signs of growth and is currently producing mid-level C-class flares. That's not the one I'm concerned with, though. Let's open these Aurora up real quick. You can see that just slight yellow, maybe a hint. Nah, barely. It's mostly green. All right, but we are still kind of absorbing stuff. Okay, it's not a lot, but you can see that it's very organized, very compact. It's not very thick, or it's pretty thick, but it's not diffused. It's very compact and like organized and squeezed together. So we're having an absorption, another slight absorption event. Okay. Now for the tracker, you guys. Here we go. Let's just get it. Whoa. That was not what I saw earlier. Maybe this hasn't been updated, but I saw a nice blast coming this direction right at us. I don't think this has been updated. All right, well, when it comes back and gets updated, I already saw that there was a big wide one coming straight on for us, and it's it's the one that we just looked at. That's amazing that's not updated, because I already saw an updated version of it. Okay, real quick here. Filament eruption this morning was observed on the southwest quadrant beginning around 8:45. The event looks to be responsible for a faint partial halo mass CME ejection that is now visible in the latest Coronograph imagery. Okay, we just looked at that. Based on the location of the event, it may have a partial Earth-directed component. If so, an impact past Earth may be possible within 48 to 72 hours. Okay. Initial forecast is calling for a portion of the observed CME on Saturday to possibly pass Earth by late on the 22nd and into the 23rd. Okay, currently minor G1 storm expected. All right, let's take a peek at this filament release, shall we? Oh, right up there. There's another one. Boom. Okay, thank you, Solar Ham. Pause that. Pull back, and let's continue on. Been fairly stable the past several days on the sun, so I figured it was time to provide update. All right, that's not the update I wanted. So let's move on to over here now. It's spaceweather.com. Back to the Earth-directed CME. Breaking almost 2 weeks of quiet, and magnetic filament erupted on the sun today, hurling a CME towards Earth. According to a NASA model, the CME will arrive on the 22nd. I think this might be the updated model. There it is. I knew I saw it somewhere. So there's your updated impact right there, coming right at us. So not what we need right now. We really can't afford another shot on the chin. We're going to, it's about to get worse. Somebody said in the chat, yep. And you can see why. I'm not trying to predict stuff. I'm just explaining it is all. Okay, here we go. Back to this, though. According to the CME, arrive on the 22nd. Its impact could cause a G1 to G2. All right, see, I'm kind of, after looking at that, I was going to say, I think that might be more of a G2. And now they're agreeing G2. Polar stratosphere temperature report. That spectacular outbreak. Here you go. You can look at a pretty graph if you want. But that was about all I wanted to talk about here. Was show you that new latest model, the latest model. Okay, now coming over to the Schuman report here. Now, let me pull that up right about there. You can see not much to zoom in on. I want you to get the whole kind of spectrum right here of how on and off iffy our magnetic field has been. It's just been very very shoddy, just spurts and sputters the whole time. Okay, it did kind of come back a little bit here, but then it died off. See that one big stripe right there? And now, as we're talking, it's struggling. It's faint. It's struggling right now as we're speaking. You know what? I'll sacrifice this focus for one good zoom shot for you guys. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't wavy line there. See this white stripe right there? There was a good little grinding event. Look how it was really weak. Went, and then tried to recover. Right now it's pretty weak. Okay, so on and off, spotty magnetic field strength. Okay, and that's not good when we're going to have an inbound CME. All right, we want a nice strong field when that sucker hits. So everybody pray for the planet to recuperate just in the nick of time to yeah, if you felt weird lately, it's this. Okay, you guys listen. Your body resonates at 7.83 just like the planet because you were born here on this planet, all right? When this gets disrupted, so do you. It affects your body, your brain waves, all kinds of mood swings. If you felt like you've been on a roller coaster ride of mood swings and stuff lately, I bet it matches that pretty closely. Oh, yeah, there's the blowout I had with the dude in the intersection. You know, stuff like that. So, this is our planet's magnetic field struggling because the core and the shell are locking up and grinding on each other, barely producing a strong magnetic field. Not good. All right, so now we're going to pull back, get back to position 1. I think it's like right there somewhere. Now, I want to take a peek here at your polar vortex. It has changed once again. Now we got this big, long, wide, flat one, and the intake is right off the east coast right here, okay? This spillway where these two vortexes split and peel away has kind of weakened in the middle here. It's more flattening out this side. This one seems to be weakening. The other vortex that was here is now just the intake, the inflow for the main vortex right here. Okay, so you're seeing changes happening every day with this vortex now, and it changes the weather dramatically. You know, when they forecasted something yesterday to do this, all of a sudden a shift in this sucker. Oh no, the weather's going to do this instead. Oops, or it shifted that way. We got to, go over the forecast. That's what makes these forecasts, these weather forecasts, so important that we keep up on them. Originally when they first come out, they're far off in the distance, but we need to kind of watch them develop and progress through their cycles so we'll know when a real one's coming. Okay. Anyways, you can see our split right here, part going this way. We have a blue line that's formed now, a barrier line with this trough, the feeding trough below it now. Okay. And this one is now gaining strength, pointing right at like Norway and Sweden. And see, it used to come down here and turn left. Now it's just flattened out. So we are having changes in our polar vortex every day. I'm going to take you down a layer to the lower vortex. Okay. And you see now that this one isn't so strong anymore. It's basically this one now that has most of the strength, right? Here, let me kind of go like this. Put it right there. And then do this. Okay? So right underneath that vortex, the lower vortex is already split like this. And you see how this jet, the southern jet, is now feeding the inflow. Okay, so that's kind of a good thing, I guess, that we have a a broken vortex now. We're kind of getting back to 1 or 2 at least. Now let's go down to the upper jet stream here, right where the vortex was. You see how it's feeding the storms off the Pacific into like the Southern California region. That big dip that we saw is still kind of feeding stuff up to the Pacific Northwest here. All right, so California is going to be getting hit with storms. So is the lower part. When it dips down like this, it's drawing moisture across the Gulf right here and slamming it into cold air, but right on the coastline and then offshore. So this flow might just be on the outskirts of the country. All right. Oops. While we're here, we're going to check the SO2. Somebody was relieved to see me on tonight. Good. I could feel it. I could feel you guys getting anxious out there. Okay, here we go. Here's your pressure coming out still. Country divided here, but it's still at like a 5, I would say. No big increase, notable increase. Well, let's look at this, actually. This is our judge, so that's probably about the same pressure. We did have a little pressure increase and release events since. Okay, yesterday I was showing you the that yellow band in the sorry, the yellow band that was in the auroras. We absorbed that, and then it had its effects. It made its way to the surface, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But right now, Java looks like it did yesterday. So the energy that we took in kind of got released all of a sudden, and the buildup of pressure has kind of equalized right back out to where it was before. Now coming over, to the earthquakes here. We have had some earthquakes today, but let's start where we usually do here. We got our deep quake. Oh, it's not even a deep one. That's a 4.3 down at 370. So brighten that up just a tad bit more. So there we go. There's your 4.3 going on up. There's not much going on here. Very quiet. Whoa. I don't want that. I want this back. All right, very quiet in this region. Even our fulcrum points, boom, 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 a little quiet. We had a different kind of release. Oops, not that one. I want to start with this one right here. Here's a 6.1. Is this in the screen here? There we go. I'm trying to get all this in the screen. All right, so our 6.1 down at 184. That's not a surface quake, okay? So that's a little bit deeper. That was at 748. This one was actually, whoops, at the 20. Yeah, this one was actually before it. So we had this 4.8 down at 22 before. And then here we go again in between these ranges, these built up ridges on the ocean floor, these little canyons that are down in between them that we've been talking about. Here's another example of that. Right down in between these two canyons is our 6.1 down at 184. That's more pressure. That's showing pressure down below, down to a lower depth, activating earthquakes. Also here, a little fulcrum point 4.8 down at 59. Up here, 4.5 down at 25.1. Notice how quiet it is around Japan. First quake up here in a little while. We have 3 volcanoes going off up here. So we have 4.9 down at 67.1. You know what we do with 0.9s around here? Yeah. So we've had a 5.0, roughly a 5 right there. Nothing much came across this. There's been a little flurry of earthquakes up here in Alaska around the fulcrum point, smaller ones. But right here we have a 3.4 that just went off. And it's just a flurry of smaller quakes, so we don't really need to pull them up, but energy is making it over the hump. And we're getting right here 2.5 by Canada. That's not too bad. 2.6 right here by Washington. This is out by me. 3.3 in Nevada. Here we got a 2.8. The geysers, lower San Andreas is a 3.1. Just had a little one over here in Texas, 2.5. 2.5 down there as well. Okay, then the Cocos Plate. Boom. 4.1 down at 39. That's good. Relieving pressure in that area. Now this quake right here. We have a 6.6 down at 614. Three sixes. That's a deep, deep quake. It's in the middle of the plate. It's not on the boundary. It's behind the mountains. It's in the flatlands up here where the jungles are starting. So this deep quake could cause other quakes, shallower quakes in this region of probably equal magnitude, if maybe not just a tad bit more. This could also have relieved the pressure in the area because there hasn't been much after it. This is our little kind of semi-fulcrum point. 5.4 down at 206. 4.4. And a 4.5. Then over here we have another 6.2 down at 10. There's a surface quake right on a plate boundary line. That's relieving tension in the area. That's perfect. We want to see it out here where there's no one around really. Well, it would affect South Africa, but I'm saying, releasing energy out here doesn't really mess with people too much. But do you see 6, 6, 6? Oh dear. We have an increase of magnitude because of the pressure that came in yesterday, already absorbed, transposed into pressure pushing on the underside of the plate and fired off a higher magnitude. We were used to seeing mid-range 4s and mid-range 5s. Now we're getting 6.6, right? That was a 6.6. You know these are downgraded. So maybe 6.8. You know these are downgraded. 6.1, so maybe 6.3. This one, 6.2, so that was probably 6.3 or 4, maybe. They always downgrade these. So if they're going to play that game, we can play it right back and just kind of with a fair assumption, not go off the hook and go, oh, this is probably a 9. No, it was probably just a tad bit stronger because they like to tone them down by a 0.2 or 0.3 sometimes. You know why. Not going to do it. Not going to go there, but we all know why. Okay, so now there's your kind of quake activity, an increase in magnitudes, and we had 3 of them, okay? So there's your pressure that transposed into earthquakes. Now here's your pressure that transposed into volcanoes. Ibu, Luatobi, Samaru, Marapi, 12,000 feet. 12,000 feet. Popocatépetl, not even reporting how high, but it's probably up there. 16,000 feet at Fuego. Something wrong with that hand. Sangay, 21,000 feet. Sabancaya, 24,000 feet. That was the 20th. Where did I see the other one? I know. That was back a bit. Just one second. My brain is going to crack. All right, don't let your brain crack. That's why we're going to get to the spiritual report tonight to save that from happening. Oh, yeah, like the coffee maker there, huh? All right, so here we go. Sorry, while I was waiting with this, I figured I'd chat with the chat real quick. All right, so here we go for the 20th. No, 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 no. I wanted the 21st. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. For the 21st, Fuego, Marapi, Recahanas, Luatobi, Nevada del Ruiz. All right, Recahanas, a new hazard assessment map for Gridwalk area has been published by the Icelandic Met Office. All right, there's your map. You can go look at all that. Um, we don't even need to read about what they think is going to happen there. We saw the inbound energy coming. You know what's going to happen right after we absorb that. Okay. Suanosejima back on the map. Luatobi, Marapi, Fuego, 15,000. Nevada was 21,000. And this Sabancaya we already saw before was 24,000. So we're getting an increase in altitude of these blasts again. Okay, and where is it up here at the very top? Please rotate this thing again. It usually says up here 27 currently erupting. It was 27 today, currently erupting. That means they're in this state erupting pretty much all the time. And they don't have the list tonight for the active ones, but let's just get on over to our forecast here. Okay, we are going to have inbound energy affecting the weather on the 22nd to 23rd. That transition area right there, right? So keep that in the back of your mind as we get to that time. This is the nighttime right now, current conditions, January 20th. Here we go into the morning of the 21st. This will be the noontime, convection, nighttime. Big icing event right here. Back up. You see this slight little bit of moisture. There's a bunch of cold air down here. This moisture creeps up in there and really quickly, bang, turns into a big ice storm. We're talking just the north fringes of Texas right here, all across Oklahoma and up into Kansas, even into Missouri. Now, from the nighttime of the 21st going into the morning hours of the 22nd, look at that. Ba-boom. Severe weather down here in southern Texas. We are going to have a big time ice storm right here, all the way up through Iowa and into Indiana now, Missouri. So Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, all of these states are getting affected. Boom. Then that'll be the noontime of the 22nd. A lot of severe weather down in here while we have this storm coming in. All right. Boom. We get into the afternoon. This is the end of convection right here, the 22nd. Still ice up into Illinois. This is going to knock out power, take out trees. It's going to be a nasty icing event right here, you guys. Now, as we get into the nighttime of the 22nd, this is when we're going to have our inbound energy arrive in this time frame, somewhere between here to here, and then forward, we're going to have energy added to this that's going to increase any kind of activity. So that's the nighttime into the transition of the 23rd. There's the morning of the 23rd. You already see stuff blossoming here. This will be heavy snow. Everything going to be a little bit more intense than what it's showing, I think. I pray I'm wrong, but everybody pray on this one. Here we go, January 23rd, inbound energy. We have convection blossoming here, and then at nighttime going across Arkansas and into the Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama region. You can see there by the morning of the 24th. So bing, bing, bing. So basically from right about, actually here, from right about here, we're going to have an increase in the severity, I believe. Hopefully it doesn't, but we know how this works. Right here, this is the nighttime of the 23rd. Watch out for this convection into nighttime event on the 23rd, right there. That'll be added energy to this event, I think. I pray I'm wrong. Everybody pray that this doesn't blossom harder, okay? That's what we do to keep this from happening, is we pray that this doesn't blossom harder. There's the morning of the 24th. Now you see it carrying and blossoming into the morning hour. This is not your normal convection again. This is cold air slicing into warm, moist air and convecting during the nighttime and blossoming into the morning. All right, there's a different kind of convection. It's not from the sun. This is air masses colliding. All right, so here we leave off with the noon of the 24th, okay? This is when hopefully it starts to dissipate the energy, not so much affecting the weather. So this map should be a little more accurate right around here. The noon time of the 24th, hopefully it settles down from this and settles down. Okay, we want it to settle down at noontime there on the 24th. Then as it we get into convection, you see it blossoming back up again, spreading out during the night time of the 24th. Then it dissipates. We get a different QLCS coming back here. See this next linear line right there with severe coming off the ocean into the land. So watch that little event the morning of the 25th. Getting into the noontime of the 25th. Then as we get into convection, it goes ballistic and starts blossoming over this area. That'll be the nighttime still dragging around, icing up here in Canada as well, you guys. That's going to be a nasty little storm up in there. See that icing event in there. Still the tail way down here drawing up moisture. That's the morning of the 26th. Noontime. Convection. The nighttime. Morning of the 27th. See this just pop up out in there? From convection, nighttime, and the morning, it just blossoms in the morning again. This is a new kind of storm. There we go into the noontime, and then convection. We get snow on the backside, severe. There might be thunder snow in that type of situation. Severe little pop-ups out front there. Into the nighttime of the 27th. Off the coast there, but still snowing on the backside. Morning of the 28th. That's the noontime, the 28th. Convection, nighttime, morning of the 29th, noon, convection. This area up here been in red the whole time. Convection, nighttime, the 29th, morning, noon, convection, the 30th, nighttime, morning of the 31st, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 1st, noon, big time storm, the 1st. That's the convection, nighttime, morning of the 2nd, noon, convection. See this coming up again, nighttime, morning of the 3rd, noon, convection. Oh, look at this. I hope it, whoa. It gets a wind up before it comes up and punches. That'll be the noon of the 3rd, convection, nighttime, morning of the 4th, noon, convection, nighttime. Wow, look at that thing. Convection of the 4. Okay, that was it. So go ahead and let that play now. Let you guys get settled in there. See how everything keeps colliding in this area right there for a while? It's going to be storm after storm after storm after storm for a minute there. You guys in that area prepare for a lot of water, okay? Especially along the Oregon coast and stuff here. Oh, I had a shot of a road in Oregon where the ice storm blew down a bunch of trees across roads up there and blocked people in. And that's the perfect example of why I was saying get chainsaws. Okay, for you guys that live on roads that are lined with trees, these winds are going to get crazy and knock the trees down and trap you in. You're going to have to get chainsaws to get out in some places. And maybe here, I'll try to find it later and show you what I mean. All right, what are we going to do for the spiritual report? Okay, so back to this event again, you guys. Some of you guys are dreading this, but we're going to keep covering this for a minute because it's so important. Okay, it's a real event, real EVPs. They kind of confirm the authenticity, is the word I was looking for last night, of this event. Okay, we had 5 different incidences. Some of these other messages are a little harder to decipher, and for a moment, I'm kind of done with that. You guys can come over here. That's why I put the link up. I'll try to put the link in again. So you guys, I know most of you that are here were so intrigued that you did go to the link and you listened with your own headphones and were blown away, right? And that's why you're here tonight, because it's making you feel strange, isn't it? Making you feel a little uneasy, right? Because you heard the message that was said in there, and you're really starting to wonder. And that wonder for some people has turned to answered questions, and there is a new wonderment. And for those who have found the true blessing, when you believe me, you will see that it comes with a magic little blessing along it. The moment you believe me, you're going to be like, oh, all of a sudden, you realize who you are and how important you are. Okay? So, I guess what I wanted to do again here was try the other speaker system and just try to capture this gently one more time. I don't want to blow your ears out or anything here. Just trying to reassure you guys the messages, at least the 2 that we have in here that we've deciphered. And you need to look at these messages as reassurance to bring you peace. Okay? So you'll know that this is not a joke. This is real stuff. Okay? These are the real signs. All right, before I go there, I got to make sure I don't have any other. Need that off. Take that out of there. We can take this out of there. Let me take out some of these things real quick that take up too much room. All right, now we can play. All right, you guys ready? Let me just set a few things up here because I'm trying to capture the sound, and we're not going to do it too much, but just a reassuring message for some. Strike fear in the hearts for others. But some of you are dealing with it okay, because you know that there's peace in it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try this as best I can here. All right, now we need the speed here really quick at 0.5. My arm in the way. Okay.
Holy fucking shit.
Not the words, but sorry, I apologize for the profanity. It's part of the thing here. Play it, please. Jesus is close. Word. As the Christ is coming quickly.
Holy fucking shit, God.
Is the wolf. Word. Okay, then there was the other message. Yeah.
Oh. Holy fuck. Oh. Oh.
Jesus Christ in the flesh right now.
Oh.
letting you know Jesus Christ is in the flesh right now, here. Now, here is what it says. So that should be soothing to you guys. That should be a relief. It should bring peace. So you guys know that there's a real event. That's an EVP. That's not somebody. The people that recorded this have no idea that that's on the video. Whoop, trying to capture that real quick.
Oh.
Whoopsie. Alright. Oh, I was trying to catch that image real quick here. Just bear with me. Let's just slow it down for a second. One more time, because I want that image. Oops. Right now. And you can see the lightning bolt touching down with his cane. Right, whoops. Right there. Trying not to blind the camera too much. I want to get that a little clearer. And as this touches down is the word now with the word here right after it. Like now here. Okay? So hopefully you guys have heard that by now. Jesus Christ is in the flesh right now here. Okay, let's do our reading. Boy, do we got a lot to go read tonight, so hold on. Here we go. Whew. Oh, lost my place and dropping notes and oh, great. All right. Anyways, we're just going to tackle it anyway. So here we go. Yeah, that looks like people. Trust in me and don't be afraid, for I am your strength and song. Think what it means to have me as your strength. I spoke the universe into existence. My power is absolutely unlimited. Human weakness consecrates to me, is like a magnet drawing my power into your neediness. However, fear can block the flow of my strength into you. I'm going to repeat that. Fear can block the flow of my strength into you. Instead of trying to fight your fears, concentrate on trusting me. When you relate to me in confident trust, there is no limit to how much I can strengthen you. Remember that I'm also your song. I want you to share my joy, living in conscious awareness of my presence. Rejoice as we journey together towards heaven. Join me in singing my song. Rejoice and be thankful as you walk with me through this day. Practice trusting and thanking me along the way. Trust is the channel through which my peace flows into you. Thankfulness lifts you up above your circumstances. I do my greatest works through people with grateful, trusting hearts. Rather than planning and evaluating, practice trusting and thanking me continually. I'm going to repeat that. Rather than planning and evaluating, practice trusting and thanking me continually. This is a paradigm shift that will revolutionize your life. Let thankfulness temper all your thoughts. A thankful mindset keeps you in touch with me. I hate it when my children grumble, casually despising my sovereignty. Thankfulness is a safeguard against this deadly sin. Furthermore, a grateful attitude becomes a grid through which you perceive life. Gratitude enables you to see the light of my presence shining in all your circumstances. Cultivate a thankful heart, for this glorifies me and fills you with joy. Waiting on me means directing your attention to me in hopeful anticipation of what I will do next. It entails trusting me with every fiber of your being instead of trying to figure things out for yourself. Waiting on me is the way I designed you to live all day, every day. I created you to stay in consciousness or to stay conscious of me as you go about your daily routines. I repeat, I created you to stay conscious of me as you go about your daily duties. I have promised many blessings to those who wait on me: renewed strength, living above one's circumstances, resurgence of hope, awareness of my continual presence. Waiting on me enables you to glorify me by living deep dependence on me, ready to do my will. It also helps you to enjoy me. In my presence is fullness of joy. As you seek me, I encourage you to rejoice and be glad in me. Take time to praise me in psalms and song. Think about who I am. I dwell in splendor, majesty, and beauty. Remember how I left the glory of heaven and came into the world so I could bring you into my kingdom of everlasting life and light. All of this helps you to be joyful in me, your Savior. This joy ushers you further into my holy presence, helping you draw nearer to me. And this nearness gives you even more reason to rejoice. Did you hear that? This nearness gives you even more reason to rejoice. Being joyful blesses not only you, but other people. Your family and friends will benefit from your gladness, which can rub off on them. You can also influence many beyond your inner circle. When my followers are joyful, unbelievers are more likely to be drawn to me. Joy shines in stark contrast to your ever-darkening world, and some people will ask about it. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you the reason for your hope. So when you begin your day or a task feeling inadequate, remember this: my grace is sufficient for you. The present tense of the verb is highlights the continual availability of my wondrous grace. So don't waste energy regretting how weak you feel. Instead, embrace your insufficiency, rejoicing that it helps you realize how much you need me. Come to me for help and delight in my infinite sufficiency. My power is made perfect in weakness. So as you go about a task in joyful dependence on me, you will be surprised by how much you can accomplish. Moreover, the quality of your work will be greatly enhanced by your collaboration with me. Ponder this astonishing privilege of living and working alongside me, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Seek to align yourself with my will, making yourself a living sacrifice. This is a form of worship, and it pleases me. It also makes your life meaningful and joyful. Repeat, it also makes your life meaningful and joyful. This is a tiny foretaste of the immense, indescribably glorious joy that awaits you in heaven. All right, so I think that's it for tonight. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I'll be back. I'm already back. Can't you tell?